Hello and welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, you will see about fine structure constant and its derivation. Um, it is related to the probability that an electron will emit or absorb a photon. So it is something very important, and also this constant is very famous. So in the Bohr atomic model, when an electron changes from one orbit to orbit, say higher orbit to a lower orbit, it releases in the energy in the form of a photon. And if electron absorbs a energy, then it moves from lower to higher orbital. So here you can see electron moving from higher to lower, releasing photon. And here electron absorbed. Sorry, this arrow must be in the opposite direction. So please correct this. When electron moving from this lower to higher orbit, um, it absorbs energy. So this is also arrow is opposite. So make a that correction. So in the Bohr orbit, its circumference that is equal to integral multiple of de Broglie wavelength associated with the electron revolving around the orbit. So Bohr and de Broglie suggested that the number of wavelengths is equal to the circumference of the Bohr orbit. So here de Broglie wavelength lambda is equal to h by mv, which is the first equation, and so as it is integral multiple of lambda, the circumference is 2 pi Rn. Here subscript n denotes the nth orbit. So 2 pi times Rn is equal to n lambda, which gives rise to substituting lambda here, we get nh by mv. So Rn will be is equal to n h cross by mv. So h cross is reduced Planck's constant, which is h by 2 pi. So I have directly replaced here. It's a second equation, and now Coulombic force of attraction between proton and electron. So this is a hydrogen atom which has in the nucleus there is only one proton and electron is revolving in the orbit. So they experiences force of attraction. F is equal to E square by 4 pi epsilon R n square. Please put minus here. Um, I missed putting minus here. Please put this minus here, and the energy of the electron is Ek plus Ep, which is kinetic energy plus potential energy. So potential energy is minus Rn infinity minus E square by 4 pi epsilon Rn square. So here potential energy is nothing but the amount of energy required to bring electron from infinite um, potential to the Rn orbit, means the orbit with radius Rn around the nucleus. So integrating and substituting the values, here we get potential energy minus E square by 4 pi epsilon Rn. Now kinetic energy is nothing but half mv square. So we have total energy is half mv square minus E square by 4 pi epsilon Rn, which is potential energy. Now for an electron moving in the orbit, the centrifugal force should be balanced by the Coulomb force. So mv square by Rn, that is centripetal force experienced by the electron in nth orbit, which is equal to the Coulombic force of attraction, that is E square by 4 pi epsilon Rn square. So their magnitudes are equal. Now from here we get mv square, that is E square by Rn and Rn cancel. So we get E square by 4 pi epsilon Rn. This is third equation. Now so when we substitute kinetic energy is half mv square, when we substitute the value of mv square here and performing algebraic simplification, then we get energy of the nth orbit basically. So here E is uh, energy of electron in the nth orbit. That is equal to minus of E square by 4 pi epsilon Rn. This is fourth equation. Now from 2 and 3 we get V square is equal to n h cross by mRn square from second equation, and from third we get V square is equal to E square by 4 pi epsilon mRn. Now we can equate these two. So when we equate them, so here we need to find 1 by Rn, that is 1 by radius of the nth orbit. We get this E square m by 4 pi epsilon n square h cut square, which is fifth equation. Now substituting this 5 in 4 for Rn, so En is minus 1 by 2 E square by 4 pi epsilon into 1 by Rn, which is nothing but E square by 4 pi epsilon n square h cross square. So that is sixth equation, and multiplying equation 6 with c square by c square, where c is the speed of light. When we do that, we can rearrange terms like this as mc square, and in the denominator here c is inside this bracket. So we get Tn as this. Here mc square is E naught and 1 by n square, and alpha square by 2, where alpha is fine structure constant. So here alpha value is E square by 4 pi epsilon C h cross. And when we substitute the value of these constants, we get the C value approximately equal to this. So this is experimentally verified as well, which got approximately to this value, that is 1 by 137. So this is the derivation of fine structure constant. Please feel free to write questions in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.